Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Here's a news flash from the world of cryptocurrencies. XRP to hit $3 as chartist sees 2017 patterns repeated. Now, this is the overarching viewpoint of a prominent member of the XRP community with expertise in technical analysis, who is best known for predicting the largest bull run in the cryptocurrency's history. In the midst of December 2017, XRP hit a record high of around $4. The very peak of that two-week period, which lasted roughly 2.5 weeks, was also predicted by him. I've been writing about his point of view on the channel on and off for years. Present tense. If he were talking more frequently about XRP price action, I would cover him more often. Given his history of making such a call, however, I can assure you that you can count on my full attention whenever he speaks. I'll explain things from his point of view. On the low end, he estimates that XRP will reach about $3. He concedes that it might be much higher than that if the Ripple case receives favorable news, and that we are currently in bull zone. Therefore, it appears that he is considering setting new records for heights. And now, presumably, this is occurring against the backdrop of very alarming news. Just doesn't bother me in any way. But take a look at CNBC's banner headline. After the largest US bank failure since 2008, JP Morgan Chase acquired First Republic. So, for those of you keeping score at home, the bank has indeed failed, and JP Morgan has acquired its assets. Concerns have been raised that further banks would be revealed to be insolvent, failing, and subject to bank runs. But that doesn't mean I accept the possibility of widespread panic on a national scale. I'm just letting you in on what others are saying. The Daily Hodl also has this interesting headline: due to the rapid debasement of fiat currencies by central banks, cryptocurrency will outperform gold, real estate, and stocks. And here we have the insight of Ray Powell, a former Goldman Sachs executive and XRP holder. And I recall him stating, back when XRP was about $1, that he believed from that level, especially if you get regulatory clarification with the SEC Ripple case, which is what he's depending on. Part of his research when he bought XRP included projecting a tenfold increase from the current price of $1. Therefore, it's safe to say that he thinks XRP can reach $10. We have a lot to discuss and explore. I do want to clarify something before I go any further. No, I don't come from a moneyed family. You should not buy or sell anything based on anything I say or write because I am not giving financial advice. Just a hobbyist here that occasionally posts films to YouTube on various crypto-related topics. Okay, then. Harry, our analyst, will now dive into this first section. The man has arrived at Gerald O's. This is how the XRP tweet goes viral. According to Harry, the bearish correction period for XRP has ended, and the cryptocurrency is currently on a trajectory that might lead it to the highs observed in 2017. It's possible that XRP is on the verge of another breakthrough, like the one seen in 2017. Harry, a well-known member of the community charting crew, recently brought notice to a trend in the XRP price fluctuations. Harry predicts that if the same trends emerge this year that they did last year, XRP might reach the $3 target. Yes indeed, as he put it, folks, it's December of 2017 all over again. It's on the tweet you're looking at right now, he said. He rarely uses language like that. That's why, as I just reiterated, I'm going to listen to him the next time he says something along those lines. The rest of the piece. Harry did this study by looking at the XRP chart using a monthly time frame. In February 2016, XRP experienced a meteoric rise, reaching a high of 10 cents before experiencing a correction that drove its price down to its closing price that month of 0.81 cents, or less than a penny. As part of Wave 2, which lasted for 12 months, XRP had a bearish consolidation, which Harry labeled Wave 2. The cryptocurrency XRP then had a 3-month-long rise, the culmination of which was a 43 cents high in May 2017, a compounded gain of 773%. Harry has designated this time as Rally Wave 3. That was before I started working on cryptography. I remember that not long before the November 2017 XRP rally, XRP was half a penny, very literally, and from there it went all the way up to $0. 43 before cratering back down. I don't know how low it went, but by the time I dove in, which was in November, it was probably in the 20 region. The first time I ever bought XRP was in November of 2017, and I paid somewhere around $20 or 21 cents. It first appeared to be failing, and then for the better part of a year, nothing much seemed to be happening. Faces were subsequently melted. From the bottom to the top of the rally, XRP actually ended up, kid you not, rallying in percentage terms. From the lowest to highest point, it was close to 80,000%. And in 2017 alone, it amounted to roughly a 30-fold increase. That chunk is so large that it will keep going on forever no matter how you cut it. In particular, the senior chartist highlighted Wave 1, which began in April 2020 and culminated in April 2021, when the price rose to $1.96. After the initial upswing, XRP had three distinct downswings that we have labeled A, B, and C in the accompanying chart. The second wave, highlighted by this correction. As of June 2022, the Wave 2 corrections had pushed XRP to a low of 33 cents and were beginning to moderate. I'll also mention that I've seen XRP as low as 28 cents, thus I know that the advertised price of 33 cents is an error. In terms of technicality, I believe it dropped a bit further there. However, it was intriguing that XRP low point occurred around the same time. The FDX didn't recover to pre-crash levels, though. Discovered the rest of the interesting piece just now. The adjustment allowed for a narrowing of the range to 33 cents to 58 cents. But Harry thinks Wave 3 is about to start based on the way the market has been behaving recently. Even if we see a drop in the very short term, I want to hold and make a point. I'm keeping an eye on the opinions of other chart experts, including the blockchain supporter, who thinks it's plausible that XRP may fall down to the low 40-something cent level, possibly into the 30 cents. And he stated that's where his own private interest in amassing wealth lies. So even if it does occur, you know, my stance is same anyway. Eventually, XRP will reach a new high and begin the price discovery phase. No one can say for sure if or when it will occur, so I won't even pretend to know. So, truth be told, but I made a wager. It's likely to occur, in my opinion. To my mind, that seems natural. Furthermore, XRP popularity and practicality are only growing, and the cryptocurrency market as a whole is here to stay. If we wait long enough, what the hell do you think will happen? So I guess I'll just have to keep waiting. But, in any case, peace goes on. He noted that XRP had continued its March gains in April. The asset would like to hang on to its recent gains so that it may use the current price as a springboard for more increases in May. Harry pointed out that these formations are typical of bullish ones, and he predicted that Wave 3, once it began, might endure for a very long time, eventually leading to a $3 price point. Wave 3 may continue to grow, he says, if further optimistic news about the cryptocurrency sector as a whole or XRP emerges. The verdict in Ripple versus SEC, for example, was reported to be positive. For some reason, it keeps getting written backwards. Even if it's an SEC versus Ripple case, that's what was written. Therefore, I will not read this entire section. It's all on the screen if you want to see Harry's exact wording for the chart. But all he's doing is recalling December of last year. Once more, folks, if he constantly uttered things like that, I might not be interested in paying attention. Although he was correct in 2017 when he made that statement, he rarely uses such inflammatory language. Furthermore, the call that made him most famous within the XRP community occurred in the middle of December 2017 when he said, "Hey," something along the lines of "make way for Moon, you know, he's about to go." Up until very recently, that was his pinned tweet. So, he bookmarked the tweet some 5 years ago. He recently substituted this for it on Twitter. You can see it prominently displayed on his profile page. To me, that merely demonstrates his absolute certainty in his viewpoint on the matter. That's why I doubled back to read his detailed analysis of the situation. And in addition, it wasn't overly technical, which is good because I try to avoid diving too deeply into the mechanics of technical analysis on the channel because I find it dull. My guess is that the average person out there is as bored by and confused by all the formations as I am. And even if I did, I wouldn't give a hoot. I have no interest in further education. I have zero curiosity about that. However, this is precisely why I avoid doing so. And in addition, there are channels where, if you genuinely are interested in the stuff, which is fine, to each their own, there are all kinds of channels out there, such as the blockchain backers, who will literally go in and just break things down in incredible depth. What I find most interesting, and I suspect what most others find most interesting, is to gain a sense of the experts' predictions for the future. So, I avoid the weeds as much as I can. And, I don't believe it was necessary to get too technical, and I think that piece did a wonderful job of explaining everything. However, this occurs in the context of actual ongoing problems with banking and the economy. However, I see this as a window of opportunity. Nonetheless, I thought I'd mention it quickly. An example of a CNBC headline follows. Morgan, J.P. The First Republic is acquired by Chase since 2008's largest bank failure in the United States. Monday's seizure of First Republic Bank by regulators marked the third failure of a U.S. bank since March. The flotation attempt to get competing lenders to bail out the failing bank ultimately failed. Morgan, J.P. Chase, the largest U.S. bank by several criteria, won the First Republic auction despite its lackluster performance. The New York-based bank claimed the seizure of First Republic resulted in the largest bank failure since the 2008 financial crisis, when Washington Mutual collapsed. It will receive all of the deposits and a large majority of the assets of the failing bank. JP Morgan was the winner of the bank's assets back when it failed, too. Therefore, we expected something similar to occur. Of course, we didn't know for sure that J.P. Morgan would be there. It's intriguing to notice that despite this, market players aren't showing any signs of increased nervousness. Investors are unfazed by this development. It's fascinating to think back a few months to when the implosion of those banks spooked the market severely. And now I suppose we've gotten acclimated to bank failures. So what, Jude? And here is another thing. And listen up, folks. This is something I've been saying about investing ever since I started dabbling in crypto, and I still believe it. True. Indeed, this is the case. Indeed, this is the case. Indeed, that is the case. I think it's safe to say that the crypto asset class offers the most potential for growth right now. Nothing else offers the same level of potential return on investment as cryptocurrency. Still true, and I believe that over the next decade crypto will be the place where the greatest returns are made. I said this in 2017 and I'm saying it again in 2023. It's now also quite dangerous. I'm not going to act like it isn't the case. Also, though, many people could lose everything because of emotional reactions or poor decisions. It's a net gain, but holy crap, look at that chance. Simply said, this is unprecedented in the annals of our species. For the common guy to amass such potentially game-changing wealth. It's true, and I'll say it again, the stakes are high. But I'm betting on it happening while it's still possible. However, Rand Paul is a supporter of XRP, and his viewpoint is discussed here. He expects the price of XRP to rise above $10. That is what he has stated. The Daily Hodl, it says in the headline once more. Due to the rapid debasement of fiat currencies by central banks, cryptocurrency will outperform gold, real estate, and stocks. Along with the continuation of long-term currency debasement, former Goldman Sachs executive Ray Powell predicts that cryptocurrency will soon outpace virtually all other asset classes. Paul informs his almost 1 million Twitter followers that it appears the United States will enter a new chapter of money printing to be able to cover its vast debt in the wake of the bankruptcy of First Republic Bank. The founder of Real Vision cautions that even with pay hikes and prudent savings, most individuals will still feel the effects of currency debasement. Quote, the result is that the 99% share the burden of debt payments and bailouts equally, while the 1% enjoy a gain in asset value as a result of a declining denominator, unrelated income and revenue, and poor performance on the balance sheet. Do nothing and your financial situation will worsen. Deferred consumption into the future is what an asset is. Thus, if you have fewer assets in the future, you will be financially weak. Quote ends. Yeah. So, to put it clearly, keeping fiat currency is awful, and yet I get that we all need some on hand. Make sure money is set aside for all costs. Having access to liquid resources is beneficial in case of a crisis. As a result, I believe that the vast majority of us grown-ups just accept the fact that we need a certain amount as a precautionary measure, realizing that inflation will eat away at it over time. And that's the way things are. However, if you have invested wisely and are diversified, the fact that your dollars are losing value every day is more than offset by the fact that you are, say, invested in cryptocurrency or a long-term holder of stocks. Those alternatives can more than compensate for that reality. But it's undeniable that the poorest among us typically don't have investments like that, so they are doomed to remain impoverished if they hold dollars in cash. We're still at peace. Paul claims that only high-quality crypto and tech stocks can survive the monetary debasement he anticipates. Quote, "Only tech stocks and the best cryptocurrencies have been able to rise above this debasement. By a wide margin, cryptocurrency has the largest beta to the combined world central bank reserves. None of these, including the S&P 500, of course. Nothing to do with bond rates, developing markets, emerging market stocks, or credit. All of them either match or fall short of the central bank's balance sheets. You can avoid being a part of this sneaky debt mutualization scheme. Because of its fractionalization, Bitcoin was designed specifically for this purpose and may be obtained by anyone. In addition, you can earn a return with Ethereum. For that reason, I believe that to be true of crypto in general. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the examples he uses. I also know he's a fan of Bitcoin, and I think he has admitted that Ethereum is the bulk of his cryptocurrency holdings. He does have some XRP, so it's not surprising that he mentioned it there. He has placed a similar wager. It will be interesting to observe what develops in this area. So even if we see a little of a decline, which is probable in the short term, it doesn't sound like Harry thinks that would contradict what I just addressed. From that vantage point, he maintains his belief that the response is affirmative. Since we correctly predicted the market bottom, we are now participating in a bull market in which XRP will likely reach $3. That's something on which I think we can all agree. So now he's considering again, more soberly this time, $3. Ripple case might go much higher, especially considering the current bull market and the potential for some very positive XRP news involving the SEC. What he's laying out makes sense to him, at least. And to be honest, I don't think that's that far-fetched. So, I won't act like I'm an expert. I don't try to predict the market. I'm not suggesting you make any investments. But that's the way he sees it, so there. And I'm only riding shotgun, dude. My entire investment thesis rests on the idea that utility is paramount and will ultimately prevail in the long run. But for the time being, I'm just going to hold out and do nothing else. There is fun being had. No, I don't give out financial advice. Nothing I say or write should influence any transactions you make. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.